If you're looking at this means that you are a financial advisor. My name is Kathy Morris, and we just want to thank you so much for volunteering. We want to give you a couple little tips on how to manage the financial advisor table. As the financial advisor, you are the go-to person. You are the one that they're going to get their advice from. You're going to look at their budget sheets, and you're going to help them analyze all the choices that they made. Now, in doing so, there are a couple of things we want you to keep in mind. First and foremost, go ahead and turn that budget sheet over to make sure that all the addition has been done by the student. If it is not done, then go ahead and give that back to the student and have them fill that out for themselves. Once that is complete, then you can sit down with them. One of the things you want to look at is, first of all, are they over or are they under? If they are under budget, you want to look at the loan section, and if they did get a loan, you want to explain to them that it was a short-term loan, but it's not a long-term solution. So next month, they'll be back in the same situation as if they didn't get that loan. If they have come in under budget, but they have no savings, that's where you get to tell them and explain to them how important savings and retirement is. If you still look at their budget and realize that they're under budget, then you can go and look at the various things that maybe they didn't spend a lot of money on food or entertainment, and then you want to explain to them that life is worth living. So don't be so frugal that they can't buy anything. Tell them to go ahead and live. Now, if they're over budget, that is another story. You want to look at various areas where they're over budget. Usually it's in the car area, it's in the home area. Did they really need to purchase that home? Could they have rented? These are the things that you point out. The communication, the cell phone packages, the entertainment, all those things that could be considered wants. These are areas where you can point out to them that maybe they can't afford it at this time. But no doesn't mean never. No just means not right now until they get their budget in checked. One of the things you want to avoid is, depending on the number of students, as much as we would like to give all of them our undivided attention, we need to try to avoid lengthy conversations with them. We should be there just to point out the highlights of things that they could do to increase their budget or decrease their budget so that they come in under budget. You are the one that helps them to understand the difference between needs and wants. Did they really need 2 BMWs? Now, we don't want them to have to go back to the tables. You're just instructing them on how to make better decisions. If they have gotten a loan, you may want to see if they also got a part-time job. Now, here's where it gets a little tricky, because sometimes, depending on their family size, they might not be able to have time for a part-time job, particularly if they're a single father or a single mother. Remember, we want to bring them to reality. We want to get them to start thinking about that the decisions in life that they have to make, they're the ones that are going to benefit from it or going to be harmed from it. Likewise, with some of the budget scenarios that we have, they could end up with 5 kids. Now, hopefully, this kind of lets them know that they maybe need to do some family planning and they don't have to have all those 5 kids. But we want to give them a dose of everything we have. And so when they get to you as the financial advisor, that's when we correct all the situations, give them the right advice, but have them leave hopeful. Don't let them leave discouraged. Have them leave hopeful, because this, after all, is a safe environment for them to make those mistakes. If there is time left during the fair and you are talking to a student and they haven't done anything in their savings area, you can advise them to go back to the savings table to learn more about what it means to save. One other thing you can do is that if you have time and there's not a huge line, is that you can help them with the savings table. You can explain to them how important it is for savings, that we really want to get them to try to save 10% of what they bring in. Now, that's a good number. So if they're able to do it and you have time to show that to them, go ahead and do that. Re-emphasize the fact that it's not a question of if something will happen, it's always a question of when. And you being the head of your family, managing your household, that becomes an integral part of having a good life. At the end of the day, we want them to understand that all those components that go into managing a budget, they're doable. Your role is to make sure that when they leave the table, that they have a good idea of whether they made right choices good choices or the best choices. You never want to leave them walking away feeling dejected or discouraged. You always want to give them encouragement before they leave. Thanks again for volunteering to be a financial advisor. We know you do a great job and we're here to help you.